Once upon a time, in the World Wide Web, there was Big T and all his friends. What Big T did is he helped people be able to communicate faster than light. Oh heck, it was a wonderful time. But Big T started changing over that time, started thinking things differently. Instead of being open and jovial and free and fun, Big T started changing things, started changing the game. And then people started to complain. Why? Why must we watch what we say? And so Big T would turn around with a hammer in hand and bash people left and right until they got the message. You can't say what you want to say. And so then came Little G. Now, Little G was one of Big T's customers. Got sick and tired of getting punched and bullied and pushed around. And so Little G says, you know what, one day I'm gonna be a Big G, and I'm gonna step up to this bully and I'm gonna show him a what for. And people cheered, they clapped and they clamored. Oh, our hero, our savior. But as Little G found out the hard way, you can't go against the big boys, not when you're utilizing much of their own services. And so Big T got his friends together and said, let's give this guy a lesson. Let's take him out by the knees. And so Big T's friends ended up taking him out here and there, beating him up, bullying him around worse than when he was simply a customer. They took his lunch money numerous times and thought that they had defeated him, and used him as an example for all others who would dare challenge their reign and rule. But Little G, undeterred, came right back and showed him what for with his determination that I will not be silenced. In fact, I am here to help people that have been silenced, that have been marginalized by your bully tactics, and I want them to be able to say whatever it is they wish to say. So, naturally, the people that first fled over to Little G's home were all those who were pushed out, who were marginalized, and did get bullied relentlessly from all sides. Now, this initially did not bode well for Little G, as he got the worst of the worst that could be found on the world net. But Little G hung in there and kept going and eventually got help from people within Big T's community. And they spoke greatly of him. They gave him all the accolades they could possibly give. And in turn, helped Little G grow and grow and grow some more. Eventually, Little G wasn't terribly little anymore. Finally has help. Found a place where to put his money. Finally, a new little piggy bank. Everything seemed to be going hunky-dory for Little G, but unfortunately, most of the people that helped him out didn't really use Little G for what Little G hoped to be used for. Instead, they used it as another dumping ground. Here, take our videos, take our little slides, and promote us so that we may grow. But unfortunately, that's all everybody did, and nobody was listening since nobody was really there. Eventually, Little G got irritated by this, found that all he was getting was just nothing, no real, true, proper interaction. And so Little G thought, maybe it's because of some of the material I have here in my home. Maybe if I clean up the house a little bit, maybe then this will be more attractive for all those out there lost over in Big T's massive home. Maybe they'll find refuge here if I can do a little house cleaning. And so Little G went through and found that there was a thing called lollies, and looked at that suspiciously, and then scratching their chin said, I don't think we can have this, as it seems a little too close to CP. Now, if anyone knows anything about CP, it's something that nobody wants and is very much against the law. So, not wishing to break the law, Little G goes, you are gonna have to leave. I do apologize, but we cannot have this here. A lot of people screamed and growled about this whole ordeal, but they had to comply. It wasn't their home, it was Little G's, and he wanted to keep it safe and clean for all the new residences that could possibly come in. Sadly, this didn't really bring in too many new residences at all. And so he thought and thought and thought some more. Oh, I know what I can do. I'll go to Big T's place and I'll promote myself there. He goes over to Big T's and starts promoting himself there, and it has some success. Goes over and shows the world of all the different things Big T doesn't give them. You know, all the things such as a new site that you can go to and speak your mind on any other site that they would normally lock you out of because you're not a member of. That you can bypass all these gates and all these locks and all these other things, for Little G has a skeleton key. And it was good, and many people used it, and many people still use it. But it just didn't seem to be enough. And so Little G thought and pondered some more. Oh, I think I know what I can do. I think I have a bunch of other things on here that people aren't really people. I think they're machines. We can't have machines, we need people. And so, what did Little G do? Little G went ahead and then began to clear out a bunch of the different accounts, a bunch of the robots, most of which were all parts of Smut and other things that Little G just did not agree with. And so, after clearing that out, decided to go ahead and finish the job, and got rid of all of the material that one would enjoy the pleasures of the flesh with. And so, after such, decided to promote themselves back over at Big T's place. We took care of all the bad things. We are moral, we are just, we are right. And so nobody was really paying too much attention. Sure, he managed to catch a few more eyeballs, but for the most part just wasn't strong enough. So Little G thought and thought some more, and light bulb, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try the tried and true method and get people irritated. Then they'll talk more, because if they're happy, they don't talk too much. But if something's wrong or bad by their standards, then possibly they will complain, which will then bring more eyeballs and more ears, and then they will look at us. And so this is the tactic to which Little G decided to employ. Instead of being a helpful, happy, jovial place, decided to instead attack a large community of flesh-employed individuals, in which case managed to irritate, irate, and exacerbate the populace to no great end. To which, then, everyone decided to talk about Little G and Little G's plans. Little G said, "We cannot have this. This is wrong. This is evil." And Little G, not willing to back down from their conviction, continued on with this for quite some time, despite having some hiccups with some individuals who had initially supported Little G in the beginning. Now that Little G managed to burn many bridges, and of course managed to create such a hubbub, many more eyeballs that have been previously blind to Little G and all that Little G can offer. Now, of course, this is a tactic that many have used in the past, with mixed results, but mostly with a negative ending. Now Little G is playing a dangerous game, a game of Russian roulette. Now we'll see whether or not the next barrel will have the bullet. You see, the way the Little G is playing his game, well, has a habit of, yes, making you extremely popular, but Little G is not really worried so much about the repercussions, of course. Little G is more than happy to take on the numerous new subscribers and eyeballs and friends that he managed to make. But in the long run, will Little G be able to retain all these new friends and continue to grow and become big enough to take on Big T and his friends? Or will Little G follow suit like many others, grow get big, then become irrelevant, fall, and die. Only time will tell how this story will truly end. But as for right now, little G is simply enjoying the dumpster fire that it has created. And, well, as this narrator is gonna just end it as such, enjoy your dumpster fire. I'm well entertained by all that is happening, and I hope that you are too. Don't take any of this really too seriously. Not at all. You don't have to be there. You don't have to be there at all. And yes, it does suck to be mistreated or lied to, but just walk away. The worst thing you could do is give them more attention and help them to grow. The best thing you can do is stop talking about them and move on. But will you, listener, do that? Will you treat them as you one would treat a troll and stop feeding them? I guess time will tell. Alrighty, I hope you've enjoyed this little song and dance of mine. Hopefully it was entertaining enough. If not, well, let me know anyways. I don't really care. I'll read the comments since I get so very few to begin with. Take care of yourselves out there, everyone. God bless, and I do mean that. And farewell.